Insulin spike is bad, it makes you fat. Getting your insulin levels at the baseline, or some even say zero, that will help you keep your fat loss at the maximum. It will make your body a fat burning machine. These were some of the statements that even confused me when I was very new in this field. And come to think of it, almost all the statements that these fitness experts or fitness YouTubers or fitness professionals make always have one common justification for whatever statements that they have made. One common reason why that a specific thing happens inside your body. That is the hormones. Hello everyone, this is Aniket Shetty, nutrition and fitness expert. Today we will be talking about hormones. If you have not subscribed to this channel already, make sure that you subscribe to it. A lot of powerful content will be coming up in this channel in the weeks to come, or in the months to come, or in the years to come. So the main reason why we started with this YouTube channel was also because I wanted to stop cribbing about the wrong statements that are being made out there. For a change, let me make a positive impact rather than crying about those things. Let me make a positive impact and give you some logical or some evidence-based information to you. Today we'll be talking about hormones, and we will have an entire playlist after this, because we cannot cover all the hormones in one video. We will have but today, as we start, we'll talk about insulin and glucagon, the two brothers, two enemies, or whatever you may call. We might have heard about insulin in the context where someone is talking about their father, or some of your friends' grandmother or grandfather has diabetes, and because they have diabetes, their insulin levels are checked, their sugar levels are checked, and their insulin shots are discussed. But just because of this, insulin as a hormone has been demonized. Don't you think so? Because of this, we really do not know why does insulin exist inside our bodies in the first place. इतना खराब है ये hormone, तो है क्यों अपने body के अंदर? We always think about this. At least I thought so. But I will not still tell you what are those statements that are false, or what are the statements that do not make even any sense. I won't say that. But let me give you a little bit information about how the insulin works, and then you can yourself determine whether those statements are right or not. So the first thing that we'll discuss is, how does insulin work? Whenever you ingest any food items, especially the carbohydrates, they get broken down into smaller molecules of glucose. Whenever there is a presence of glucose observed by your body, by your brain, there is a hormone called as insulin that is produced in an organ called as pancreas, that is located just behind your stomach. That produces it, and the insulin spike happens right then. Whenever you eat carbohydrates, all of these carbohydrates get broken down into glucose. So all those sources of carbohydrates, like the healthiest oats, brown rice, mangoes, jaggery, refined white sugar, and also the white rice, all of these sources of carbohydrates get broken down and are used inside your body in the exact same way. There is no difference. All of them get broken down into smaller molecules of glucose, and that is what gives a spike to your insulin levels in the first. Now, whenever there is a presence of glucose molecules inside your body, your pancreas will secrete some insulin. It will release some insulin inside your body. Now, why does this happen? This happens because the primary role, the main role of your insulin is to transport the nutrients to its destination. So after a meal, what insulin will do, the first thing it would be to transport this broken down glucose to your liver and to replenish the liver glycogen stores. Then it will move towards sending these glucose molecules to the muscle glycogen stores if they are a little bit empty. And then if there is some more glucose still left, then that glucose will be sent to your fat cells to be stored in the form of fat. Now, if you don't know what glycogen is just a shorter form of glucose. This glycogen is stored in your liver or in your muscles. whenever there is a sudden need of glucose inside your body, this glycogen is broken down into glucose and then is used for energy. Even your brain functions primarily on glucose as a fuel. Then between meals, let's say between lunch and dinner, you spend 7 hours where you don't eat anything. There is no injection of glucose as well. During this time, the insulin glucose levels in your bloodstream will go down. Similarly, as an effect of that, even the insulin levels will go down. Insulin release from your pancreas will also go down. And in such a situation, if there is a need of glucose, then the glycogen stores are broken down into glucose, and then it is used for energy inside your body. And whenever this also happens, insulin is you will see a spike in your insulin levels. Now, because of this, a lot of supporters of intermittent fasting will come up with a logic that because of this reason, because the insulin levels are low during your fasting window, you should be following intermittent fasting because that will help you with maximum fat loss. But then even when you are following an intermittent fasting protocol, you are eventually going to eat something. And when you eat some food, your insulin levels are again going to spike up. In this case, where you are eating in a very short period of time, if the calories are the same as when you are not following an intermittent fasting protocol, if the calories are the same in both the situations, the insulin levels, the average insulin spike throughout the day will be the same. So, if you are following an intermittent fasting protocol during your fasting window, the insulin spike will be way higher than you otherwise see, because here the amount of foods that you are eating is going to be higher. With intermittent fasting or without intermittent fasting, the average insulin spike that you see over a period of 24 hours is going to be the same. This picture explains whatever I want to tell you in a pictorial form. So insulin is the hormone that keeps your blood sugar from becoming too high or from too low, from it becoming too low. Basically, insulin is the hormone that is primarily responsible for your survival. Apart from this, if you have also engaged in some kind of exercise for mainly resistance training with the weights, insulin hormone is also the hormone that is responsible for its maximal growth. It transports nutrients towards the muscles for them to grow. Fun fact, insulin hormone is the most anabolic hormone in your body. That is, insulin hormone, there is no hormone inside your body that helps you grow as much as insulin hormone does. Now we discussed quite a bit about insulin, but didn't I say we'd be covering another hormone called glucagon? And I also said that it is an enemy or a friend to insulin. Why is that? Let me explain that now. So, as I said at the start, that insulin is the hormone that is produced by our pancreas. So, pancreas has three kinds of cells: alpha, beta, and delta. But alpha cells produce glucagon. It's exact opposite. Beta cells produce exact opposite, insulin. Delta cells produce some amount of growth hormone, but that is for some other video. So insulin and glucagon are the two hormones that help you maintain the blood sugar levels throughout the day. The insulin and glucagon work in coordination in such a way that there is a narrow range between which your blood sugar levels will always fluctuate. These two hormones work in partnership with each other. Insulin's job is to transport the nutrients to its destination, mainly the glucose to its destination, glycogen stores, muscle stores, or fat cells. The role of glucagon is to make sure that it breaks down these glycogen stores or breaks down the fat cells so as to make the glucose available in your bloodstream for your body to use it as energy. So if insulin is reducing the blood glucose levels, glucagon is increasing the blood glucose levels by making glucose available for energy inside your body. So what glucagon ultimately does is whenever there is a shortage of glucose levels in your body and the insulin levels are very low, the glucagon levels go up. And because there is a shortage of glucose, it tries to break down the glycogen from the glycogen stores in your liver or your muscles, or if these stores are also being used up, it will try to break down the fats and convert them into glucose and then use them for energy. Once glucagon does its job of breaking down these glycogen stores or fat stores and once it makes glucose available in your bloodstream, that is when your insulin levels will come up and the glucagon levels will go down. So both of them, glucagon and insulin, both of them have their own jobs. Without the presence of glucagon, insulin cannot do its job. Without the presence of insulin, there is no point in glucagon doing its job. So to put it in a table, glucagon increases the blood sugar levels. Insulin reduces the blood sugar levels or maintains your blood sugar levels. Glucagon breaks down the glycogen from the glycogen stores. Insulin transports the glucose to the glycogen stores so that they are stored in the form of glycogen. Glucagon breaks down the fat cells so that it can make glucose available in your bloodstream. Insulin can transport the glucose back, excess glucose available in your bloodstream to those fat cells so that they can be stored. So here we come to an end of explaining what these two hormones do inside your body, glucagon and insulin. If you have any more questions or if you want any more topics to be covered on these two hormones, please put them down in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this was just a trial video that I posted right now. There are a lot of powerful content coming up, powerful videos coming up, and stay tuned for this and press the subscribe option. You can also follow me on Instagram and send me a friend request or follow my page on Facebook as well. Oh, I'm also there on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request. Thank you for your time and thank you for your attention. This was Aniket Shetty, nutrition and fitness expert.